But it was too late. He was already dating, and 3 years later, he got married, and that's where James comes back into the story. I don't know what kind of hold James had over me, but somehow we always stayed in contact, even with the help of Troublemaker. One time, Troublemaker called me, I think it was like maybe 10 years later, yeah? And he's like, I got somebody on the phone for you. And it just happened to be James, and James and I were in communication. Even prior to that, James and I were in communication, but at one point he was in jail, and you know how guys in jails know how to write the best letters and think you're going to stay around and wait on him while you dry up. But anyway, so I think James was out of jail by then, or prison. I don't even remember what he was in for. So Troublemaker's like, I got somebody on the phone for you. It happened to be James. And we spoke for a moment, and we exchanged numbers, and we continued to stay in contact. Then there was one point, there was about maybe 4 years that we weren't in contact, and I was dating this other guy. I'll talk about that story one day. But that one guy ended up marrying somebody else, right? And so since I had James' number, he was always the fallback. I guess I was his fallback too. Anytime we weren't dating somebody else, somehow we were able to connect. So once that guy got married and my grandmother died, and there was stuff going on in this organization I belonged to where just things were going awry, that I was in my feelings. And I didn't tell James about all that, but I was in my feelings. And James was like, oh, you're not married? I'm not married. Let's get married. So with that said, I packed up my stuff. And plus, with my grandma being gone, the family was acting awry. And I was like, okay, I just need to get out of California. So since I was already planning to go to Texas, and plus I have family in Texas and my best friend's out there, I was like, oh, let me just pack up all my stuff and move to Texas. And that's where this one letter comes in. So let me read this letter. Yes, I'm a pack rat. Yes, I'm a romantic at heart. Yes, I still have the letter from 2003/2004. Okay. Hey, baby. How you doing? I pray this letter finds you in the best of health. Me, I'm doing okay. First off, I apologize for taking so long to write you. You've never left my thoughts. You're on my mind day and night. I didn't chase you for nothing. Remember that? I find you pleasing to the eye and the soul. I want you to be my wife, Dawn. So this is why I have taken a sudden change of path. I moved from home to this ministry. I want our marriage to work because we're not having no divorce. Till death do us part, richer and poor, sickness and in health. Oh, that brings up a question. Are you going to write your own vows? Anyway, back to the subject. The ministry, they help people go back to school or go into a trade to be certified or go into business with the church, which has about 3 businesses on the side. If I'm going to do this with you, I owe it to you and myself to do this the best of my ability. We're going to need to postpone till July or August. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get married in When were we supposed to get married? I don't even remember, but it must have been January we were supposed to get married. Anyway. So I'm gonna need to postpone till July or August before we can go any further, unless emergency. They want us to stay here at least 3 to 4 months. Well, Chocolata, let me end this letter so that I can get it out to you today. This is the first time I've been able to do some type of communication. Oh, by the way, we went to the store the other day and I saw this CD, The Best of SOS Band. Now that's my group. Love always. And we'll call him James. So like I said, I had to move anyway, and since I had already made plans to move to Texas, got an apartment, I worked for a government agency, so I had so much savings where I could pay 6 months of rent. And so, I'm like, okay, 6 months of rent, I'll find a job out there, yada, yada, yada. But before I moved,